Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast and YouTube channel, Spirit Magic Mimium, formerly Spiritual Sense. And so on Fridays, I do the love reading. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to proceed with the love reading for today. All right. So I want to start off by saying that this YouTube channel and podcast is for entertainment, informational, and sometimes educational purposes. It just depends on what episode you may listen to. So I'm up real bright and early this morning. Well, actually, it's not even bright, but it's early. And during the devil's hour, witching season, the mind does not turn off. So I decided, okay, let me go in here and let's proceed with doing the love reading because these are some things that I feel someone may have been experiencing. I'm not at liberty to say. All right, so in the love readings, I'm going to tackle spiritual attacks, low vibrational spiritual attacks, by way of harassment, stalking, cyberbullying, collective energy, and domestic violence. Like, I think, in my personal opinion, my parapsychologist self, um, and studying spirits and studying low vibrational energy, oftentimes I feel um, collectively when someone is experiencing domestic violence or what have you, I think a lot of it oftentimes is perpetuated by low vibrational energy that it is coming towards a person or persons, infringing on personal space and rights. So, are you someone that may be in a situation where you may have asked the person to leave you alone or to leave, and they continue to make their presence known, continue to um, infringe on your personal space and rights, and have no respect for your boundaries? So, we're going to tackle these things at this time in this love reading. I'm going to say a lot of it is by way of the mind. We got to understand that we have many energies out here who does not take care of themselves spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally, right? And through my analysis, by way of simulation, God gave me the sensibility as to what exactly is going on in the person's mind. Like, I'm the type person, if a person asks me to leave, I will go. I'm not going to forcefully infringe myself onto someone who does not want to be infringed on. That's just me. And so, in my conquest of finding that out, I was able to get that sensibility as to what is going on in the brain. And I'm not saying this to be funny, because the simulation will give you a synopsis as to what it's like to be in those type of circumstances. Well, I'm a loner type of person, right? And I feel as though to prevent that type of energy, you simply stay away from it. Well, I was told some time ago about this particular circumstance by a associate of mine who I've known for over 20 years. And what she mentioned to me was, you have no clue what it's like. You have no clue. You have no rights. You do not have any rights. I'm like, how can you not have rights in a domestic violence situation? Like, if you simply tell the person to go or you leave, what what more does it take apart from that? You don't understand, is what she told me. You don't understand. So it took me to experience life a little further to get that synopsis as to what that was, because I've had a couple of incidences myself, not to where someone actually was continuously putting their hands on me or whatever the case may be, but I do believe by way of harassment, cyberbullying, and infringing on someone's personal space and rights can perpetuate a lot of this energy. So if you see someone that has issues with harassment, stalking, cyberbullying, infringing on someone's rights, constantly making its presence known, overly generous, overly trying to be helpful, these are the energy spaces that infringe on your personal space so they could get into your place and take over. Okay, so we're going to tackle that in the love reading. Do you or are you um, experiencing this type of energy? I have experienced it over the last. I've noticed it primarily. Let me get my music back on. Just a moment. Okay, so I have noticed that this type of energy is very prevalent. The type of energy that the bugaboo type, the type that you can't get rid of, and it could go for either sex, male, female, or whomever. Always infringing in, always making oneself available. I call them opportunistic, taunted spirits, right? So we're going to tackle that because it's a form of harassment, and you'll begin to see that over my conquest of the dating scene, right? I have felt as though I was a victim of this, a lot of this energy, and I also felt as though there was energies that was migrating or gravitating to me who was under a spiritual attachment or perhaps a love spell by way of bullying, harassment, stalking tendencies, infringing on someone's personal space and rights, right? No one likes to be harassed. No one likes to be stalked. No one likes to feel as though they're a child or in a sensibility to where they can't get out, right? Okay. So I honestly feel as though these are the works of domestic violence. And as I mentioned before, I felt as though now that I've gotten older, my 40 plus years self, right? That it's a collective effort. And it took me in, I like to consider myself to be a very intellectual, smart, sensible, logical person. However, you got energies out there that does not like that. They don't like you to be knowledgeable. They want you to be just what I want you to be, right? If I have formatted in my head that this is what you should be, then that's what it should be, right? So God gave me the ability to be fixated or tunnel vision or exhibit narrow mindedness to get a sensibility as to what this type of energy is experiencing. Well, in doing that, I noticed that taking on bad habits had a lot to do with it. Nutrition had a lot to do with it. Like when I um smoke and heavily smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke anything but cigarettes. Not hydrating myself properly, not eating the correct foods or the wrong things. I became so tunnel vision, and my thinking and thought, I was so quick to just jump off of what I believe. It was something negative impulsively. So this is the simulation that I have experienced to get the sense as to what a person is experiencing on the opposite end, meaning the actual perpetuator or the predator, if you may. All right. So again, this is a suggestion to those who may be experiencing some of this energy from these type of spirits. Encourage them to take care of the body. The body is its temple, right? Hydration, nutrition, um, yoga, positive visualization, meditation music, things that build the spirit, right? So this energy can go away. I am prompted to get up this time in the morning to speak on this because, I did my light and dark reading on yesterday in regards to the CEO who was murdered. Um, I find that when I focus my attention on one particular group versus another, or one particular person versus another, I notice that negative energy start coming towards me. This is, to me, is the act of jealousy. Like when a person feels as though, why are you concerned or consumed with it? I'm not concerned, and I'm concerned, but I'm not consumed with it. Just something I just happened to, speak about on yesterday. Okay. I also mentioned about TD Jakes on, I think it was last week or perhaps the week before last as well. Whatever was going on in his life. I don't know him personally, or what have you. So yes, I typically don't do specific reason, and then that is for that specific reason, right? Because people feelings will get involved, and then they will want to react. God showed me as a quote intellectual, self-proclaimed parapsychologist, psychic, intuitive, spiritualist, magic mind medium, what exactly these type of energies, low vibrational energies, are experiencing, right? So let's go ahead. Let's get into a reading. This reading is probably going to be about an hour long. That's why I'm up this early. I got up at about 6:40 this morning. So it's going to be about an hour long reading. And we're going to discuss um, the love reading for today. And if I can remember, I will pull out um, the pendulum board. I keep referring to it as the spirit board. It's not the spirit board. This here is the pendulum board, or what have you. All right, so Father Supreme, being of all being, thank you for waking me, family, and friends alike up this morning to see another day. Continue to bless us and shield us from any injury, harm, or danger. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, as it is said. It is so. I declare it and I decree. Give me infinite wisdom, knowledge, capability, and understanding as I do this reading. I'm going to say that, and this is off topic because this is something that just came in. I get the sensibility that the perpetuator, what they call a predator, perpetuator, or the killer, has a disconnect from a belief system. This person could very well be atheist. That's something that just came in my mind just now. This person could very well be an atheist. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to proceed with the reading. Uh, going to proceed with the reading. This is the act of jealousy, I feel. The act of jealousy. That's what I'm going to say it is. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to pull out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually going to do you know what? I came up with my own. I'm going to tell you what I did. I came up with my own spread, and I'm calling it the tree spread. Christmas tree or tree spread, which comprises of 7 cards, 1 at the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I will be implementing that sometimes next week. All right, so I'm going to do a 6 card with the love reading. Let's see, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So do you feel as though you are a lot of this energy is gravitating to you, this low vibrational energy, someone that has stalking abilities, somebody that can't take no for an answer, somebody that invades your privacy and constantly monitoring you, constantly standing over you, constantly, yes. This is by way of the act of jealousy. I said before, the biggest trick the devil ever pulled is what? Convincing the world he and she did not exist. And what does that mean? It may appear as though this is concern, but God will show you this is the act of jealousy, right? I would show you in full form what this is. This spiritual attachment that cannot leave, does not want to leave. It is the act of jealousy. And basically, when you get in these domestic violence or violent situations in regards to relationships, the energy space that continuously attaches itself to you is looking for that opportunity to transition you away from this space. Believe it for what it is, all right? Okay? So, oftentimes you'll find that type of energy is placed with certain people. Yes, I have mentioned that before. So that energy could be focused on one thing versus a whole. We don't need this out in the community causing a hysteria or a nuisance or to us. So they will pair this person with someone, right, to rescue them, and you will be the punching bag, right? Uh-huh. Right. I feel as though a lot of these energies, I'm going to say it's coming from family spaces as well. So-called friends and family spaces to get that energy away from them and have it go and focus on something else as well, I'm going to say. So you have to be vigilant in detecting that type of energy. Okay? Because it's Satan at work. The devil, quote unquote, at work. All right, so the first thing I get here is talking. I think this reading resonate for someone who is being set up with someone with that same type of energy, if that makes sense to anybody, right? So something lets me know is at the stage where there is very opportunistic, always show oneself up when, it's always seem to be a rescuer or want you to say something to them, always disabled like a damsel in distress, and let me make my presence known type of energy, right? Right. So is always wanting to initiate contact. So that in itself will let you know that type of energy. I always want to, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a casual conversation with people. I mean, we all communicate mostly, hey, how you doing? Da 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 this and that, and we keep it moving. But when it's consistent all the time, conversation, impulgent, say something, always, constant. It's more or less like a recruiter of marketing, advertisement, and recruitment, right? Always opportunistic, always showing up, always there type energy. So you may have it based on that. Um, if you are someone who has reached a certain stage where, okay, there's an exchange of numbers, always call them, always email them, always want to know your schedule, always this, always that. Yes. What crosses over or barrier, I have abundance. In this situation, I'm going to tell you that oftentimes, and I'm not trained to be a therapist, psychologist, parapsychologist, or anything, but I'm going to tell you based on experience what are some of the warning signs, right? So oftentimes you'll find that this type of energy oftentimes has a lack or a desire. There's always a need that needs to be fulfilled. If a person is overly sexual, that could be a quote need in their mind, which in turn is a desire. Oftentimes you'll find this type of energy is hungry, literally. Um, hadn't eaten in a couple of days, or underfed. This type of energy would gravitate to you because it's in nursing we speak about the Maslow our hierarchy of needs, right? Safety and security, um, food, shelter. So oftentimes this type of energy are lacking in these things, or potentially, particularly when you are dealing with someone and then a grouping of, say, if it became legal and this person has to get out and go somewhere else, okay, and you just so happen to be, boom, my golden ticket, right? Above the situation, I get hand of cards, hand of cards. I'm going to say that um, you take a risk, because I honestly feel as though if you are the type of person where you feel the need to want to rescue or to be of assistance to people, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you have different nonprofit organizations where you can volunteer at churches, you can volunteer at nursing homes, assisted living facility. You know, a lot of them need people to come in, help turn. They need people to come in and help feed. So if you're the type of person where you are feel as though you're deserving of this treatment because you want to contribute and then it seems as though you don't matter, well, I can tell you there's a list of community events that you may want to attend, and learning some skills to help with the elderly or the homeless or whomever the case may be, right? This is to someone who may be experiencing spiritual attachment by way of bullying, stalking, harassment, someone that infringe on your personal right and space. All right. This is what I have as the reason. We have karmic relationships. If you are someone that feels some type of way because of something that you did in your past, and you may feel as though some people, some bodies, or some energies or spirits are using that to make you feel some type of way to where you will make choices that are not conducive to you, you need to reach out to someone, someone that you can trust, that you can confide in about this. Because oftentimes you'll find that when you are battling some issues, unresolved issues that you haven't come to terms with, it will make you susceptible to taking on this negativity, right? Right. So in the past, I show um, there may be a little bit of immaturity in the past, a lot of knowing, a lot of growing up to do. And we all would be that way. Particularly when we are in a quote position of authority, or um, when we are with around or surrounded around low vibrational energy, it loves to come in and to make us appear to be contrary to. It loves to come in and dominate. It loves to come in and make oneself or presence to be known, right? So if I mock you and I stalk you because you're not what my ideal of authority, you're not my ideal of professionalism, or whatever the case may be, and if you don't act accordingly, I will do some things to you to make do on that. So I honestly feel as though whoever this reading is for, you are surrounded around that energy. That energy is the energy of jealousy. It gives off Cain killing Abel energy, is what it gives off. And this is it. This is it in full form. And God will show it to you. He will show it to you. You know, I purchased a book, and I might have to purchase it again because I purchased it twice. But over the course of moving over the last few years, I have since misplaced the book. But it's a book called The Seer by James Gold. And you will get the ability to have your third eye insight honed. Um, so I will be repurchasing that book. It's a good book. It's a good read. It really is. Um, so you'll be able to know spirit. Like, I don't have anything personally invested in you, but somehow I pick up this energy, right? That's God giving you a sensibility. And He will show you in black and white what it is. He will show you in black and white what it is. Again, I think you need to make some healthy choices. Whoever this reading is for, get yourself right. Get in a different area. Something lets me know it's the area that you are in. Even get in a better space, a better area, a better community. I feel get in a better community. I'm not going to say that it will totally dissipate, but what I will say is that I feel as though um, the influx. You know, oftentimes you'll find this type of these type of spirits when there is not enough to do, quote unquote, right? When there's not enough to do, not enough activities to make a contribution, and they're angry, and as a result, because you are there, I'm going to take my anger out on you. And that's simply what it is. That Cain killed Abel, like Cain couldn't, so it killed Abel because Abel was Abel. Right. Two. Let's go ahead and get what lies beneath, because it's going to let us know. It's going to tell a tale. I'm gonna pull out 6 of these. 5 and 6. Yeah, they'll get together and they'll get you. They will. You have to be very careful. I'm going to say a lot of this is coming from family. Is what I'm going to say. I think it's coming from family. Whoever this reading resonates with is potentially coming from your family. It's coming from family, and it's also coming from these same energies. I get manipulation, control, lies. Right. So it's getting played. Hater. I just mentioned this. That low vibrational energy, I call them taunting spirits. Always want to prove oneself, always want to show up and show you what they got. Yeah. Uh-huh. First of all, a person that is quick to show you things that can tear up is a person that lack purpose and substance, right? So that's a telltale sign. Watching, it says watching shit go down and join the gossip. These type of energy loves gossip. It gravitates to gossip type of um, engaging in gossip as well as listening to gossip, right? Putting on a show, very theatric. It gives a synopsis as to how one thinks. Like, I don't see you as da 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 da, and because you continue to believe that's how you are, I'm going to make do on to reconfirm my preconceived or prejudice um, ideation about you. Says a situation's about to explode, shit's about to pop off up in flames. So I honestly feel as though if you do not remove yourself from this energy, you will be in a lifelong regrets. That's what it lets me know. A lifelong commitment to regrets. Bank failure. Yes. I honestly feel as though in regards to bank failure, I am going to say that this person is pretty much trying to take you away from this space, is what I feel. Based on the cards. Based on the cards. And you'll begin to see that this is it in the physical, how spirits operate in this physical life experience. Go back and reference to my episode for those who may be listening in or will be tuning in, where I spoke about demons and the rapture analysis or the rapture revelation. Because I honestly feel as though this is what you are heading towards if you are not experiencing that now. When you begin to see spirit on folk, that is the truth. And you'll begin to see that all this energy gravitated to me to make and facilitate a transition. And how you was being set up, right? This is it. This is a part of the depopulation agenda. Uh-huh. It is. It is. And you have them in your so-called government entities, spiritual entities, if you may. Right. Voyeurism. spirit. Um, Always watching and studying. Right, right. You'll get a synopsis as to this energy and what its purpose is to do. Mm-hmm. All right, let's pull out a couple of these cards. Take care of yourself and get yourself restored. Because by the simulation, as I mentioned, I was able to detect what exactly it is like in their mind to get fixated on one thing and you can't tell them no different. That lets you know it's something going on biologically in the mind. All right, so I'm pulling out my Twin Flame Ascension cards. It's four of those. Whenever someone is trying to control you, when you are not out of control, that is the makings of domestic violence. They're getting you prepared to be receptive to that low vibrational energy. Okay? So if you are in a spiritual duty or spirit related job field where there's no autonomy and there's always scrutiny and always harassment, nitpicking, this is what they're doing. They're preparing you to get with that low vibrational energy. It's a form of control. Okay? All right, so we have 4-4 Holy Grail code. Receive the gift. So I do believe that God is going to hone your spiritual insight to where you can see it for what it is. It's collectively done. And this is my apologies to my dear old friend who I haven't spoke to in the better of, gosh, 12, 13 years now, even. All right. The next card I get is 8-8. One with self blossoming. Yeah, I think you're going to blossom like a flower. You just need to water. That means input, um, true knowledge, understanding, and spiritual insight within, and you will flourish and blossom. You will get it. We have 3-3. Merkaba activation. Ground yourself, shield yourself, and protect yourself. I never heard of Merkaba activation, so we don't know what that is, but it's on the cards. And I'm not going to look that up. We have karmic 6-6, karmic purge, mirror reflections. Mirror what you want. If you want self-love, for mirror self-love, get in the mirror and say affirmations to yourself. Get in the mirror, say affirmations to yourself to build up your spirit. Get your chakras in balance. Make healthier food choices. Get rid of bad habits. As I speak to you, I speak to me. Remove that negativity. And one thing you will find is that once your light shine, that does not mean that that energy will not continue to bring itself or present itself to you. You want to minimize it as much as possible. But you will begin to have a better sense as to where it is coming from, right? Right. All right, I'm going to only pull out one of these light and love cards. So when I say God and Satan is the same thing, or God and devil is the same thing, you want to be on the better side of the coin, if that makes sense. He's favorable, he's also unfavorable. All right, so we have this card here. Blessings of innocence and purity. God blesses those whose hearts are pure, for they will see God. Matthew 5:8. Now, I just got an innate sensibility about this card, and I didn't know this card was in here. In other words, the heart will be revealed when you minimize contact with those who are not in agreement with you. When you got all this energy coming towards you, it's to distract you, to keep you from knowing where it's coming from, right? Okay. So we are wanting to minimize that contact and filter it out so you're able to get his messages. If that makes sense to anybody, God will show you the hearts of people despite whatever comes out of their mouth. He will. All right, I'm going to pull out my Urban Tarot card and I will be bringing this to a close within the next. I said I was going to make it about an hour. All righty. So, on a good note, I think your thing is the same thing I say in just about every other law of freedom. You need to focus on self. There's nothing wrong with relationships. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, or what have you. I am pro for relationships, but you got to get your ducks in order first before you can partake in any type of relationship. Okay? The first card I get is defeat. The second card I get is Prince of Wands, the Dancer. The next card I get is the Star. So I think somebody is trying to take you away from this space. I'll be honest about it. What you are dealing with is not of God. And I'm not going to sit here and make it seem as though I am perfect, because I'm not. But one of the things you would need to do is, I feel as though I just got an inkling now. This is someone who is trying to get out of their circumstance. This person won't leave me alone. Now, I am reading a psychic actually. A psychic comes to mind. This person won't leave me alone. I've asked his ass to leave me alone. He won't leave me alone. So, what do you do in a situation like that where you have put out this persona or this um, about yourself, right? Like you have this reputation going about yourself, and you're trying to. Something lets me know, because this is what it feels like when you're a comical person. Like I can generally, I'm a serious person, but I do have a side to me where I like to laugh. Sometimes I can be a little bit giddy or silly, right? I feel as though this is you. Like you have this persona that is essentially your curse. Like I have this persona that quote unquote speaking in third person. I have this persona, and the person was attracted to the persona. But when the person got in, I wanted to be more relatable. This is just a persona, right? And the person fell in love with the persona as opposed to the actual individual or the person. The persona is what got this person over here. But ultimately, I don't want to be involved with this person. And this person, mine is fixated on the persona of me and not the actual person of who I am. This reading resonate with many of y'all, but for whatever reason, this person's spirit come when I'm prompted to do something despite of. I don't get up 6 o'clock in the morning and come in here and podcast. It's not even 8 o'clock. That's how I know that I have tapped into somebody's energy. That's how I know I have tapped into somebody's energy and they're wanting help in their circumstance. I honestly feel as though this person wants whoever they are in a relationship with to leave them alone. I get Knight of Wands, the rock star. 6, I get success. It's turned in the opposite. Yeah, I get from this. I get could be some bigotism, misogynistic. I mean, this whoever this reading resonate with, because it just come through. This person has demonic spirits energy all around them. And that's what caused that attraction towards you. I'm going to bring this to a close in the next 10 minutes or so. Yes, this person, I feel, has a lot of demonic, negative energy, low vibrational energy around them. And that's what attracted them to you. This person needs to take care of themselves. They don't take care of themselves. This person feels comfortable with doing whatever with you. They're not going to allow me to do what I want to do anywhere else. Feel comfortable letting my hair down or just doing what I want to do with you. It's what I feel. That's what brought in that attraction. It's because of you allowing them to do whatever they want to do. Does not mean that that person gives a damn about you. Because I honestly feel as though they don't. They don't. Let me pull out my telepathy cards. It's just a situation of convenience. The person doesn't really give a damn about himself, to tell you the truth. The person takes you for a joke. And oftentimes when a person takes takes you for a joke, it's hard to get rid of those types of energies. To them, in their eyes, you will always be a joke. They may say to the contrary, they don't mean it. I think this person has a lack of respect for you and himself and humanity. So we're dealing with someone who got some issues going on with the soul. I have 6 of Cups here. It mentions familiarity. Yes, they see a familiarity in you. You are a familiar spirit. That means somebody that I'm comfortable with or what have you. So in turn, you're going to have to get yourself Right. I have Five of Swords. Defeat. This person is trying to take you out. This is the second or even third time I'm pulling a card that mentions defeat. And I'm not talking about defeat. I'm talking about defeat to take you away from this space. Five of Swords mentions bullies, theft, violence, abusive relationships. This person has low vibrational energies, his posse that perpetuates these same type of behaviors around. This person is unmotivated, is addicted to substances. It may not necessarily be street drugs or even prescription drugs. It could be just, weed or cigarettes. They don't feel good about themselves. Get the Tower card here. Yeah, some things are being revealed. This person is self-sabotaging themselves, is what I feel. And they gravitate to you because they see that they could just do whatever they want with you. We have Page of Cups, ambitious. Right. I don't feel good to do anything for myself because I'm down on the luck. My health is not that well. Right. The High Priestess, we have mystery. So this is how they view you. They view you, it may appear as though they view you as being here, but in all actuality, you're just somebody of convenience to them. I get the feel that you are this. I'm speaking to an older woman who may perhaps be dealing with a younger person, an older woman and a younger male. Energy is what I'm picking up. Get Ace of Coins here. Get Nine of Cups. Ten of Swords. If you don't get yourself right, because you know better as an older person, this person will walk you down the pits of hell. Whoever this reading resonates with, yes. As the sun comes out and begins to beam, sunrise. Yeah, this person will take you down the pits of hell. I get Eagle again. I pulled that on last week sometime, a couple of days ago even. It said you will soar towards your destiny with greater clarity and strength. The eagle, that's your totem spirit. And then angel. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. Yeah, you need to get yourself away from this this situation. Whoever this reading resonates with, it's not a good energy flow. I'm gonna let you know that now. It's not. It's some ties of familiarity spirits that you cannot get away from. I don't know if it's some addictive behaviors or whatever the case may be, but it's some association that you have with underground, if that makes sense to anybody. Like underground type of association that you can't get yourself away from. It's like being married to medicine. You remember I mentioned last week or the week before last, like being married to medicine. I feel as though you are married to something that's not good. And that's where a lot of this energy is coming from. All right, we're going to go ahead. I'm actually going to pull out 5 of these telepathy cards. You need to do you a cleansing. Whoever this reading is for, I'm going to suggest you do your chakra. You need to do a chakra cleansing, a spiritual bath, as well as a energy cleansing is what you're going to need to do in order to dissipate that energy. Get you some salt. Get you some salt. Put you some salt around the perimeter of your home or space and remove that energy away. It's what you need to do. Okay, so somebody just came to mind as to, is this the situation? Let's go ahead and go to the pendulum board. And we're going to ask the pendulum board, is this person that I'm thinking about, is there some, we already know it's some negative energy, right? We already know these things. But does this person need to get out of this situation, this low vibrational energy? Does this person needs to get out of this situation? Yes. Yes. This is something we already know. You need to get out of that situation, all right? You need to get yourself right, self-love, so these spirits will stop gravitating to you because they're very opportunistic energy. Trying to be likable, they don't give a damn about you being likable. We're about survival. Okay? Plain and simple. I get the act of jealousy. That's what I get. When you're dealing with that type of energy, that hypothetical speech and talk, yeah, they'll go, They don't give a damn about what you're talking about. All right, so I'm going to say, is this energy coming from some familiar spirits or some people from the past that are representing themselves back to you? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Was this person set up to be put in a domestic violence situation? Okay. So according to the board, no. No. That you were not set up. All righty. Let's get my telepathy card. I get boundaries here. Whoever this reading resonate with, this person does not respect your boundaries. You have asked his ass to leave you alone. He won't do it. Okay. Recognition. Recognition card. The universe will help you recognize signs and miracles. If they don't leave you alone, death is following suit for their ass. That's not a threat, it's a warning. Accept. Be prepared to accept what fate has in store for you. I'm going to explain something to you. Opportunistic spirits like to jump up and do something to make its presence be known. If a person does not ask for your help, don't give it to them. Because you're going to find that these domestic violence situations are perpetuated by opportunistic energies. Okay? Confusion. Right. See, if I don't feel like I'm worth a damn and my presence don't matter, and then I feel as though someone is trying to annihilate me, you got some energies out here will tear your shit up just to turn around and ask you if you want to fix it. Yes. All seekers of truth will experience confusion. Ask the universe to provide the answers you need. Right. Twin flame. Twin flames themselves contain an aspect of each other's personality. I'm going to say you need to get yourself right. Because oftentimes what gravitates to us and embarks on our personal rights and spaces when they feel as though there's some type of commonality. You don't want to play with that type of energy. It's either all or nothing. And I understand you may be a comical person. I'm a comical person at time, and you want to be likable and you want to be cool. And no, you can't be that way with this type of energy. You will confuse them. Okay, so that is your love reading for this week. Tomorrow I will proceed with the chakra energy reading. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day.